Now, don't get me wrong, I love Chicago's classic holiday traditions, but every year I'm looking for something a little different. You know, a place I can go not only to find some good gifts for my people, but also have a good time. And that's why I want to put y'all on the Sauce Holiday Night Market. They got food, cocktails, a DJ, and some of the coolest artists and craftspeople across the Midwest. Unique gifts like handmade joint holders, jewelry made out of different kind of animal bones, stained glass in the shape of butts, and sure, if you're into it, Malort flavor hot sauce. It's at the Chicago Athletic Association on December 12th and 13th, Friday and Saturday from 5 to 10 p.m. It's free to attend, but if you RSVP, you could win $50 to spend. Learn more at RSVP at saucedmarket.com. Y'all already know I love Chicago. Even when it's cold outside, when my train late, even when the news is frustrating as hell, I always feel connected to this city. And it's that exact feeling of connection that drove us to create the CityCast Chicago Neighbors program. Yes, it's a way to support the show and the newsletter, but it's also a way to get more out of Chicago, more out of us. When you're a neighbor, you'll get an early look at events coming up around the city. You can shout out local businesses and organizations you love, use our platform to put them on, and you can get the chance to join us for members-only experiences. When you become a CityCast Chicago neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm, you're going to get our brand new first-of-its-kind CityCast Chicago beanie. Again, that's membership.citycast.fm. Today on CityCast Chicago, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I got a whole lot of gifts to give for my people this holiday season. And that said, your boy not really trying to break the bank like that. So today we're talking gifts, but about $10 or less. It's Wednesday, December 10th. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. I'm joined today by executive producer Simone Alicea.
Hey, Jacoby.
We've also got producer Michelle Navarro in the building with us.
Hi, Jacoby.
Before we jump into our guide, I want to remind y'all that we are halfway through our year-end membership campaign, hence the $10. Michelle, how many more neighbors do we need to hit our goal?
We need about 12 people to join today at membership.citycast.fm. And remember, when you do, not only will you be supporting us, supporting this podcast, supporting the newsletter, but you'll also get a bunch of perks like ad-free listening, members-only events, and an exclusive preview of what's happening around Chicago in your inbox every single week. And so it's a great deal for $10 if you ask me.
I agree. So membership costs $10 a month, which is why we're doing this gift guide about gifts that, right? It's all very synergistic. Mm-hmm. And also because you might say that membership is a gift that you can give yourself to better connect with Chicago. When you become a CityCast Chicago neighbor, it's a way of being more involved. You are supporting this team of locals, making this podcast and newsletter for locals, right? That's all about Chicago. We talk all Chicago stuff all the time, constantly, Monday through Friday. But then you also have the opportunity to connect with people in real life via these neighbors-only events. And you can only get those invites if you join and become a neighbor. And so that's why we're asking you to lay down those $10 a month or $100 a year if you got it like that and, become a neighbor today.
I know some of y'all listening and are like, I've been here for a while. Y'all been promoting this neighbors thing for a while. I already know I could get ad-free listening. I just skip. I already know I could get some special emails. Y'all event calendar is enough for me. I know I can meet y'all in real life. No, I'm not interested. What am I going to get from the merch side of things? I've been seeing some of y'all replies and y'all been real clear about what y'all want out of this thing. And that's the beanie. And we got that all black first of its kind CityCast Chicago beanie for you this winter. But you gotta head over to membership.citycast.fm and you got to do it fast. You got to do it by the end of the week. So if you want to be one of them dozen people who get the beanie shipped out to them today, then go ahead and do it.
And if you join next week, you're not going to get the beanie. Like, I want to make this perfectly clear. This is limited edition, limited time. You've got a few days left to come collect this beanie at membership.citycast.fm.
In the spirit of gifts around $10, I'm gonna be honest, shopping for my family for $10 or less, y'all, is very difficult. You're gonna see how difficult in this first question when we talk about the best gift you ever got somebody for under $10 in the city. Simone, we're gonna start with you.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because when we first came up with this prompt of like a gift guide for gifts $10 or less, I was like, when's the last time I got someone a gift that was $10 or less? Like I am out here. Yeah, I'm out here spending money for better or worse. But you know, one thing I thought about is when my boyfriend and I first got together, our first Christmas, you know, I got him some small things. And he grew up in Germany. He comes from a military family, and so his family was stationed there for a while, and he'd spent a lot of time there, and he spoke of his time in Germany really fondly. And so one of my favorite places that I've ever gotten a gift from is Jean's Sausage Shop and Delicatessen out in Lincoln Square. Lincoln Square, of course, a sort of historically German neighborhood. Jean's has all kinds of imports from Germany and other parts of Europe. And I was able to find this candy. It was like sort of a chocolate covered ginger chew. It was like apple ginger kind of thing. I got it for him, and the minute he saw it, he immediately recognized what it was. And it was like so nostalgic for him. And something he hadn't seen or didn't know he could find here in Chicago. That was like such a wonderful thing to be able to do. And it's just like a small thing, you know, you don't, I don't think most people think about like going to a deli when they're going gift shopping, but like, and this will come up throughout sort of this conversation. It's so much of it is about the story behind the gift than it is the gift itself.
Hey, I will say they ain't $10, but they got some nice gift baskets that you can get for your people. Michelle, what about you? Where's a spot that you've gone to get somebody a gift around our price point today?
So similar to Simone, I really can't remember the last time that I got a gift for someone that's $10 or less. But I had some friends in town recently, and they had, while I was working, they spent a lot of time in Bridgeport since I live so close. And they went to Augustine's Spiritual Boutique, which is on Halsted in Bridgeport. And I was super grateful. She got me this sage and lemongrass bundle, and it says there that it was $9. And she also got me like little crystals. Me and my friends were really into that, collecting that kind of stuff. I was surprised that it was $9 because usually stuff like this kind of goes for a lot more. But it's sweet. I'm like, all my friends care about my spiritual well-being, and it's something that I definitely like when I burn it. I mean, it's good for cleansing energy, but also just smells really beautiful. And so I'm saving to burn it for like a special occasion, but I'm really excited to like use it. And I thought it was really sweet.
One thing I love is a little neighborhood gift shop. Y'all know me. But as I'm listening to y'all, and as I was prepping for this, it's clear we need this gift guide as much as any mug listening to this thing together, because it's hard as hell to find gifts for people under $10. Part of it is, let's be real,
the world's expensive.
Yeah, the world's expensive, but I don't know about you. I'm probably only getting my people's gifts on their birthday, maybe, and then maybe around Christmas. Luckily, my brother and my sister's birthday is in November, so I get to kind of, some years I can go all out, and some years I'm like, hey, birthday is all you're gonna get. And usually it's something big. It's the end of the year. I'm trying to like express love. And so the idea of finding something for just $10 and that alone communicating everything I want. And so y'all know me, I'm going to ultimately gift basket a lot of these ideas that I get from y'all and myself. But for me, thinking this year about spending $10, thinking about the memberships and the places we give money to around the city that make us feel more connected to Chicago, help us to support some missions that mean a lot to us. Build Coffee and Books in Woodlawn is that place for me. It's the place that every month I see that $10 charge for my membership. And about a year ago this month, some of our friends purchased Build Coffee and sort of helped save it from closing down in some ways. So Over this year, I feel like my money has gone to not only support the amazing sandwiches and the bevs you can get there, but they've done community events where they've brought in authors and poets. They got Santa coming in this Saturday. They are located right next to the farmers market, and very soon they will be a block and a half from the highly trafficked Obama Presidential Center. And so you got a bunch of different ways you can sort of participate with them, buying books, just supporting them every single day. But, you know, I like the people who support us and have signed up to become neighbors. I feel very connected to the people who run the joint and the type of things that they put on for Woodlawn and the broader South Side. And so I think that's one of the best gifts I got myself this year. And it's probably the cheapest gift I got myself, because y'all know me. I be out here spending this check like it's nothing. And so it's one of the things I smile at every month. That is not the 45 subscription services I pay for.
Does that membership come with any additional perks? I'm just curious.
Yeah, you get access to some of their events. You get you get an email that lets you know what's going on. You can also gift it to people as well. You
can do that with the City Cast Chicago Neighbors membership too. Jacoby is going to have more details on that later, but that's also an option for the equivalent of about $10 a month.
They got a little drive going on. You get a holiday ornament, early access to special events, and you get one free coffee or tea per month. And that includes specialty beverages, which most people ain't down for. They keep the premium to themselves. And so shout out to our friends over at Build Coffee, the new co-owners, Eve Ewing, Andrea Faye Hart, and Trina Reynolds Tyler. I see all of the work y'all been doing this year, and so I'm really happy to support. I'm already knowing that little snowstorm around Thanksgiving in Chicago got some of y'all dreaming of a white Christmas, and luckily, Paramount Theater in Aurora got you covered with their production of the beloved holiday musical. Them dance numbers, epic. The costumes, I'm hearing, are spectacular. And I know ever since I said Snowy White Christmas at the top, you've been singing the song in your head. It's all good, you can admit it. That's because this show is a family favorite that brings generations together year after year, where pageantry and spectacle come to life on the stage, running now through January 11th in downtown Aurora. Don't miss this iconic holiday production. Get your tickets today at ParamountAurora.com. December is in full swing at the Driehaus Museum. The River North Museum is decked out this holiday season with dazzling exhibits to keep you warm, including The Land of Oz Beyond the Page, featuring objects from or inspired by the 1939 film, including a replica of the Ruby Slippers, original costumes, scripts, production memos, and artworks that made the beloved books come to life. Maybe a field trip for the Wicked lovers in your life. And to really light things up, Tiffany Lamps Beyond the Shade examines the materials Tiffany Studios used to create their astounding output of lighting designs in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Plus, Santa pulling up at the museum on Saturday, December 13th with the elves and professional photographer in tow. Or you could just chill out at a free silent book club on Wednesday, December 17th. Learn more about everything going down this December at driehausmuseum.org. Me and my siblings got my mom an Aura frame a couple years back, and I think it's one of the best gifts we have given her in recent years. It's a digital picture frame that sits right in her foyer when you walk in the front door. We're able to load it up with pictures of us, vacation pics, childhood pictures, and we still keep adding to it. My sister's wedding photos are going on there real soon. Is one way we can keep marking the special occasions and let moms know we're thinking of her. As you're hunting for gifts this season, an Aura frame is a thoughtful, personal gift that keeps on giving even after the holidays are over. Trust me, I love seeing it every time I go to visit. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code CityCast at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code CityCast. Terms and conditions apply. Obviously, each of us had to dig into our memory bank and do a little bit of research to put this guide together. And so we're going to start with maybe some of the toughest people to shop for in our life, our loved ones. This could be nieces, nephews, siblings, parents, grandparents. And I want to know, where would you start looking for an inexpensive gift this holiday? Michelle, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, so for $10 or less, I was thinking about things that my friends, my loved ones have given to me that I've really appreciated. And I even have some right here. So I'm a big thrifter, I'm a big secondhand person, and I love when people give me things that are secondhand as well. One of my really close friends, she got me, so it's like half bought, half made, but it is a teacup that she thrifted and then she made the candle inside.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And it's my favorite. Like, I love eucalyptus, so she like made it with eucalyptus. And it's a really cute teacup, and I love how it glows when I turn it on. And it's my favorite candle so much that I save it. I even hate burning it. Another thing too is just like going into their, and this she found this in like the glassware hardware section of the thrift store, which is my favorite place to look when I go to Village Discounts or Uniques across the city. Those are my two probably favorite thrift stores that I go to, just because they're the ones that I always went to growing up. And so every time I go, I automatically run straight to the dishware glassware section. Simone, I remember last Christmas you got me, or 2 Christmases ago when I first moved to the city, you got me this 2-set plate. It's like a set of 2 plates, 2 bowls, and 2 small plates. And I originally, when I first moved, I only had a set of 4. And I always told myself, man, I wish I had a set of 6. And it was perfect that you gifted me that, because it complemented my dish set.
And I got that at Brown Elephant. Yeah.
Other things that like glassware stuff is that one of my best friends got me this little crystal bowl that's, I'm pretty sure it's actually crystal. You could find a lot of crystal in thrift stores for so cheap, but this is like a bowl that I've had for the last like 10 years. I keep all like my precious jewelry in it next to my bedstand. And I don't know about you, but as a girl, I love bowls and things holding my trinkets. And so I could never have enough. And so if I see like a really cute crystal bowl or like a mug or a dish set, I'm going to show you one last cool thing that I just bought myself. I was going to gift this, but I was like, I'm sorry, this is too cool. I have to keep it myself. I got this at the Village Discount in Little Village, this ashtray, and it has 4 little slots for your choosing of what you smoke, but it's gorgeous. I'm like, this would go for like $50 plus at some boutique on down Milwaukee. You know what I mean? And I got this for like $4 and it's in great condition. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the glassware, hardware, dishware section of thrift stores. I think there's so much potential for stuff. I've also gotten like photo frames from there. Frames are really expensive. Generally, you could buy them for $5 at a thrift store. Print photos of your friends. Like, that's one of my favorite gifts that I've gotten, is friends giving me like really pretty photo frames they thrifted and photos inside. So that's probably my favorite gift to give my loved ones. Jacoby, what about you? If you're looking for an inexpensive gift for a loved one, where would you go?
Y'all know I love a place where you can get a bunch of different gifts in one. And so I got to shout out the gift shop on Mahalia'sMile.org. Mahalia's Mile is a 1-mile corridor on South 79th Street that stretches from State Street to Cottage Grove. And a lot of people know you can go over there and you can visit Mahalia Jackson Court. There's the statue of Mahalia Jackson, but online they have a gift shop. There's a place you can go in person as well, but online they have a bunch of sales going on now where you can buy notebooks, you can buy incense, you can buy wall calendars, you can buy magnets, you can buy journals, wine bottle stoppers, and a lot of the things I just listed were $3. $5, $2.50. They got soaps and body oils and car fresheners, coffee mugs, and so many different things that you can get. Again, I'm going for the gift basket flow as I do every single year for Christmas time. And they have plenty of things that I can get, for my mom, for my sister, for my nieces, for my brothers. I have not shopped with Mahalia's before. But I do need to pull up on the store, which is open on Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But The rest of the week, you can shop online, and the store is at 735 East 79th Street. So shout out to Mahalia's. Also a plug for our History of Gospel episode, where, of course, you can't talk Chicago gospel without talking Mahalia Jackson. Simone, what about you? Where are you taking us for gifts for the family?
So I don't have a specific place, but I want to make a case for magnets as a gift. And I am definitely someone who has overlooked a magnet because it feels like it's too small, or like it's, just it's another tchotchke. It's another.
Is it like a refrigerator magnet, or like a magnet for your clothes?
No, like a refrigerator magnet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or even pins can I would maybe wrap pins into this too, but as a concept for your loved one, because, and this is going to go back to something I said at the beginning, I think it's about the story the gift tells. So if you, for example, find yourself at, say, the Art Institute, which I think is free for residents right now through December 18th, if our newsletter editor Emmy Mack is to be believed. Free admission on weekdays from free December weekdays, December 1st to the 18th. So still time to hit the Art Institute. You might find yourself at a museum gift shop and you might be saying, Simone, there is no way I can get a gift for under $10 at the Art Institute Museum gift shop. A magnet. You can find a magnet for under $10. And I think there's something really cool and interesting of saying, I saw this piece of art and it made me think of you. Whatever that piece of art is, this famous, beautiful work, something that is gorgeous, something that is unique. I think, the CTA has a gift shop, which is one of my favorite facts that I learned this year. And they have magnets. And so you can get a magnet for somebody of their CTA line. So if someone wanted to get me an Argyle Red Line magnet, like
somebody wanted to get me one.
I'm just saying, it's that recognition of, I see you, right? This is the train you take. This is the stop you stop at. I know you do. I see you out in this world. And now I'm reminding you of the way I see you out in the world. So, and again, I think this could apply to pins or other kind of like little stuff that maybe we would overlook as being, I think as like a main gift for a loved one, but I think can actually be really powerful depending on kind of the thought behind it.
I think people can also find some good pins and magnets at places like Plano Marqueña and Humboldt Park. I mentioned Angmar Hecho con Cariño in Pilsen. And then, so like I mentioned, Mahalia's has a bunch of pins and magnets on their list. And so I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to grab a few for my people. All right, next we're going to talk about some gifts that you may give to some friends of friends, maybe some gifts you might pull up to at the holiday party, throw into, what's them things called?
White Elephant.
White Elephant's a good one, yeah.
Or Secret Santa.
And so I'm going to start us off with two places. One place that I just went to and got my brother a birthday gift from. It was a more expensive gift because it was this Dragon Ball Z statue of Lil Goku and Bulma, but that's Nakama Toys and Logan Square, or maybe it's Nakama Toys and Logan Square. But they also have these great little model kits. And so I have a bunch of friends who also got little kids and who like, little Pokemon model kits, Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, and some of these coming in at like $5. Maybe they'll get up to like 14. Of course, some can be a little pricey if you really want to go in for it. But I was in there looking for some bigger gifts and found myself spending at least 15 minutes staring at some of these little model kits. And as somebody who started building Legos earlier this year and now has probably like 25 across my house, I know how quickly something like a little crafts project can pick up. And then the next place I want to put on is a Be Love Cafe in North Lawndale. Now, for many people listening, I ain't really putting you on to nothing. You already know their story, which not only stretches back the last 4 or so years since they opened the cafe in North Lawndale. Shout out to the North Lawndale Employment Network. But many of the things you can get in the cafe are either made with their Be Love honey. Some of the things they make are, products like lip balms and lotions and sugar scrubs and body balms. But that story goes back all the way to 2008 when the NLEN launched their Sweet Beginnings program, where they take folks who either recently or formerly were incarcerated at some point, who are looking for networking and job opportunities, and they teach them how to care for apiaries. There's one out in at O'Hare. The story of Beloved Cafe and Sweet Beginnings is one that you should know, and you should stop in and get you a sandwich or get you a drink at any point. But if you're looking for some gifts to pick up, know that they got more over there for you. And of course, their honey you can find at the cafe, but also places like Mariano's, 40 Acres Market, and other places as well.
It's delicious. Local honey is better. I'm here to tell you. I am fully a convert. So excellent. Really good choice.
Simone, where are you taking us?
Yeah. So my go-to spot when I have someone that I am totally unsure what to get them, I like to browse at Strange Cargo in Andersonville, which, is sort of primarily a custom t-shirt maker. And you can see when you go in, they have all the prints and stuff. But they also have just lots of, again, trinkets, tchotchkes. This is your one-stop shop for any joke gifts that you might be doing. So for those white elephants, maybe, for example. And a lot of that stuff is under $10. A lot of that sort of small stuff. I think one of the ones I like is they have a lot of trophies where the plaque says something snarky. I think is a really... everyone wants to get an award, right? Everyone wants to have that moment where they're holding the Oscar. And I think that is a fun way to kind of induce that moment. They have all kinds of weird trading cards. They've got hair clips that are of fried chicken and weird earrings. And there's just lots of little weird stuff that you can probably find something that someone is going to like. And it's absolutely every year on my holiday shopping list for sure.
Michelle, you gonna kind of change course here and kind of help us with the plants in our house.
Yeah, so something I love getting as a gift and I love getting other people is plants. And so Adams and Son and Daughter Garden in Humboldt Park is a Humboldt Park nursery. They have everything you need for planting: pots, planters, fertilizer, soil, and whimsical garden decor, which my mom is a huge fan of. So I try to get her whimsical garden decor whenever I see it. Of course, a lot of this is over $5, but my friend put me on to their $5 shelves they have. So they'll have specials where they have kind of smaller 4-inch plastic pots where they'll have these smaller plants. I got a pinstripe calathea, and it's beautiful because the pinstripes are pink and it's just a beautiful plant. And it was very small. Now it's 4 times its size. And this plant would probably go for $50 or more bucks now, but I got it for $5. So I totally recommend hitting up Adams and Sons and Daughter Garden.
Do they have the little succulents too?
They have succulents.
I feel like mini succulents is so aesthetic and cute and easy, and you bring it to somebody and oh, look, it's so cute.
Yeah, and even if you don't know how to take care of plants that well, it will last longer than fresh flowers. And so you'll have it on your desk, you'll have it by a window, and I just think it's a great gift to give people. It brings life again to someone's home.
Michelle, you could get a $5 plant and then go to Village Discount and get a $2 pot, and that's a whole gift. All
right, so we talk friends, family, friends of friends. Now, what about if you got a book club or an art club or a writing club that you're a part of, or you got some coworkers you want to get gifts for? Simone, where are you looking?
Yeah, if you're if you need to sort of put together a lot of small things, but you're not trying to, I feel like people's first thought is artisanal chocolates or something like that can really break the bank. I think along those same lines, I would say head to an international grocery and get interesting chip flavors. Get unique bags of chips. No one has ever been upset walking into a room and seeing a bag of chips that's for them. So right near me on Broadway near Argyle is the Tai Nam Market, which has a bunch of, sort of a Pan-Asian or Vietnamese focused Pan-Asian, and has a bunch of these, but you can find all kinds, Jongbu obviously out in Avondale, but also another thought that comes to mind, and I think Michelle, you mentioned this when we did a previous best things to do for $10, but the panaderias, the Mexican bakeries where you can get lots of pastries for pretty cheap, right? You can put together a little pastry basket for your group for not that much. And it's sort of unique and different, and I think feels, again, it feels like you put in like that much more thought and effort to it than if you just, picked up the cheese platter at Mariano's or whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually debating to bring that up as well because you could get the panaderia is somewhere that you can get so much bread for $5. So let alone $10, you fill up a tray with $5, and so it is. I agree. It's such a nice thing to bring to the office, bring to like that last Christmas group meeting you have, and people will appreciate it, and there'll probably be enough for everyone to take home.
I already know my order. I want that mango-shaped mango ice cream, the Propitus mango ice cream. I want multi-flavored haichu, and you can go ahead and throw in some Kit Kats for your boy.
Got it. You want the matcha Kit Kats or the regular Kit Kats?
Surprise me.
The matcha ones are good.
Surprise me.
I do love the
Kit Kats
matcha
are
ones.
good.
The matcha
They're
Kit
very
Kats
good.
slap.
I'll trust y'all. I'll trust y'all. Michelle, you on the same tip, taking us down to Chinatown.
I love shopping down Wentworth in Chinatown. There is a couple of really great, inexpensive gift shops. So there's Sumi Jewelry, where you can get plenty of gifts like bracelets, rings, necklaces. I got a gua sha from there. I got my friend a gua sha there because she really wanted one when she saw mine, and it was definitely less than $10.
Is that the jade blade you use to run against your chin?
Yes.
Lymphatic massage
Mhm.
and
Lymphatic massage, yes. And I also have one for hair. And so you use it for your scalp, which is incredibly relaxing. I recommend everyone get one. But yeah, so
I feel like I want to let the people know Michelle has been showing us most of the gifts she's been talking about. Did you bring them all out
I put them
before you
all by
recorded?
me for inspiration because I was
see.
worried I was gonna forget something, and I feel like I can talk about it better if I see it. So I literally have my plant right
I
here
was
too.
just curious if you keep them all by your desk or if it just that if they live there.
Look at how big this plant is.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
This was $5, and it was maybe 3 leaves, and this has been from March. Since March, so. And
Wow,
it's
that's a lot of
closed.
growth.
I know it's closed right now, but it opens at night so beautifully. Other spots you can get gifts, Giftland and EK Souvenirs. Again, this is all down Wentworth. And that's great places for dishware, kitchenware. There's some really cool bowls and plates and random hardwares, bamboo plants, home decor. There's knickknacks, toys, wind chimes, and postcards. Something that I love doing during the holidays is I buy a bunch of really like Chicago postcards and I send some to a lot of my friends that are out of state or out of the country. And I stole this idea from some of my friends who send me postcards when they travel. And so instead of like doing like a holiday card or something of that nature, I love receiving letters in the mail. Like it's my favorite thing. And so whenever I have the chance to have a reason to, so especially during the holidays, I write a postcard to a lot of my friends outside of the city or even in the city too. Like I'll try to send them one because I think it's really neat to get something in the mail since it's kind of rare now to get like paper in the mail. And so writing postcards to my friends is something I love getting and I love sending.
Another thing too is like postcards are often cheaper than greeting cards. Like if you get like a greeting card, like a holiday greeting card or whatever. And so like you can kind of still evoke something thoughtful, a cool image,
it's art too, right? Like it's easier to actually hang up than a greeting card.
I actually have some postcards that I've received that I like the art so much that I ended up framing them and putting them up. So yeah, absolutely.
My local dispensary doing $4 postcards right now. They're really nice. They're right on the counter when you're checking out. I've grabbed a few.
Jacoby, what about you? What would you get for a group or, getting a bunch of small things for a group of people?
I want to give a shout out to Southside Weekly's Best of the Southside list because they wrote about the best outdoor runway show put on by Marie Wesley, which is this boutique in Inglewood that sells handmade bags, hats, clothes, some gently used gym shoes, which are a really good price. But right now they also got on sale their Sans Bougie pens. I dropped the link so y'all can go and check out what these pens look like. They're usually $25, but right now they're $10.
Oh, wow. Those are bougie. I was way bougier than I was expecting.
Yeah, like some are like covered in pearls and ribbons. Others look like little Minnie Mouse heads. Some look like little Harry Potter ones. And for me, I like to give family and friends those, treats, those gifts that, like candles, things that they may use and then throw out on top of, gifts that they'll keep forever. But like giving something to like a person who you may see only maybe a small amount of time, like in a book club or something, or seasonally.
That's like a good boss gift too. I'm not trying to drop any hints here, Jacoby, but it is. Like, I do feel like that's the kind of thing you'd get a boss.
When they look at it, they either hate it immediately and throw it away, or they love it and they keep it. And it's just something every time they look at. And I think, people like mugs do that, little desk clocks and things like that, little statues. But I think a good pen, that a person is also going to use. Some of these seem more difficult to use than others because of the size of the ribbons and the fabrics that's on them. But other ones, they kind of stand out. I feel like every one of my teachers in elementary school, Miss Bernstein, Dr. Spells, Miss Pass, Mr. Luster, all of them would have went crazy for one of these. Every single one. Miss Castleman, my kindergarten teacher, would have loved this.
I totally second sort of stationary buys as a sort of inexpensive gift. I think you can find, at lots of gift shops, you can find sort of interesting pens or things like that. I was at Hazel in Ravenswood recently, and I saw they had these greeting cards, like a pack of greeting cards that had recipes on the back of them. So it's like a card that folds open and they're blank inside, but then on the back they had these like traditional recipes. And I was like, that seemed like a really cool value add and like something that you could either get for yourself and send out these cool cards to go along with whatever you're doing, or could be a gift in and of itself for, the baker in your life.
I feel like everybody at the church house would love. You was thinking about Miss Gretchen, you was thinking about me, baby. You got me a pen. You absolutely love it. And so all of the places we've talked about to this point, people will be able to find them in our show notes. I imagine we're also going to do a local gift guide article, right?
Coming out today, our newsletter editor, Emmy Mack, has a local gift guide coming out featuring some of these businesses, but also some local businesses that folks told us about on Instagram. And so, keep an eye out for that as well on chicago.citycast.fm.
Where this season can you donate gifts to or find donated gifts across our neighborhoods?
Yeah. So for donating, I found this great list from Chicago Parent. Now, there are a lot of toy drives that have already wrapped up because, they are trying to, get gifts out to people. But there are still a couple that are ongoing but wrap up this week. I think one big one that maybe a lot of folks are familiar with is WGN's yearly toy drive, which benefits organizations like Off the Street Club, Christmas in the Wards. There's also like matching monetary contributions in that one. And there's lots of different drop-off points if you want to look that one up. That's wrapping up on Friday, December 12th. And then Home for the Holidays, the Southside Celebration, wraps up on Saturday. That's at the Fuller Park Fieldhouse, and that's hosted by Chicago Defender Charities, another kind of big one, annual, but that is another one where you can give toys and coats. This list that we're going to link in the show notes also includes several organizations that collect gifts, toys, etc., on an ongoing basis, not just during these sort of one-time drives. And so take a look at those as well.
Michelle, what about you?
Yeah, so the organization HUG and RMB Justice, they are a organization, a support group for families and friends that were affected by gun violence and reckless homicide. They are going to be having their 8th annual Christmas party toy drive on Saturday, December 20th in Franklin Park from 12 to 4 p.m. This is an event that's, again, geared towards helping families with children who were affected by gun violence. There's a couple of drop-off locations that you can drop off from now until then, and that's at the Grace Memorial Baptist Church and Kim and Larry's Salon on Cermak Road. Another one I want to highlight is the Brighton Park Neighborhood Council is having a toy drive. They're currently collecting new unwrapped gifts from newborn to 18-year-olds. The drop-off is Monday through Friday. There's multiple drop-off locations, including the Brighton Park Neighborhood Council admin office, but then also the offices of State Senator Selena Villanueva, Commissioner Alma Anaya, the 12th Ward Alderman office of Julia Ramirez, and other state rep offices around the community. And so that's another place where you can donate to families in Brighton Park and the Southwest Side, which they're really trying to focus and highlight on families that have been impacted by the operation that's been going on. A lot of families are missing a lot of family members this year. And so some people are not going to have the opportunity to get their children gifts because, of course, they have other financial responsibilities due to, family members getting deported, family and friends getting deported. And so definitely donating to the Southwest Side toy drives are going to really help those families that were impacted by that.
Yeah, my organization also serves young people primarily from 6 months to 18, and that's Burst Into Books in Roseland on the far south side. And they have a location people can use. They have books for older people in their free community library. They're open Tuesdays through Friday from 2 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 5. But online, they have a wish list with a bunch of books you can buy that range from $8 up to $28. You can also donate books as well. As with anything, when you're donating, make sure they're in good condition, that they're usable for the people who are going to receive them. Don't treat anyone's donation box or donation site as a place for you to just sort of throw things away.
Another good, if books are your jam too, Books for Cause in Avondale also runs a free bookstore. And so they accept donations, obviously. And then, of course, you can always go in and grab a book.
I think one thing people should just keep their eyes peeled for, one thing that I've noticed more and more, especially over the last few months, is if you just stop in your, kind of local gift shop or, a store that you often visit in your neighborhood. At this time, a lot of them have been doing food drives. A lot of them have donation boxes and other ways that you can help out people in your neighborhood, but across the city during this time. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled for that. Not only because it's the holidays, but again, with how much families have been put up against the wall this year. So many Chicagoans and small businesses have really showed up to help as much as possible. Again, you are going to be able to find a link to some of our choices and even more in our show notes. I want to give a huge thank you to our executive producer, Simone Alicea.
Hey, thanks, Jacoby.
To our producer, Michelle Navarro, we appreciate you for this idea. I think it's going to be very useful to the rest of us.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Before we get out of here, we have spent a lot of time talking about gifts, so I gotta remind you that you can actually give the gift of CityCast membership. Yes, maybe you want your friend to get the invites to the events, or you want to give them a little bit of a hint that they should be a bit more informed about what's going on in our city, right? Maybe you got some people who live in another CityCast city and you want to show their show some love. You can head to membership.citycast.fm/gifts to help connect even more neighbors this season. Now, that gift might be a great option for those of you who are already members, which, by the way, thanks. I appreciate you. I see you. Including a special shout out to Jordan E. Seriously, y'all make this entire thing work. And you can join at membership.citycast.fm if you haven't already. And I know it's a lot of y'all that haven't. And I'm hoping that beanie do some of the heavy lifting for me. Of course, we can't close the doors without some good news. The Winter Solstice Festival is going down this Saturday at North Park Nature Center. You can stop by for the roasted chestnuts and hot chocolate, but stick around a little bit longer for the candlelit trail and owl watching with the Chicago Ornithological Society. I'm going to drop a link for you in the show notes. We're doing a lot for you. It sounds like $10 a month ain't too bad if you ask me. All right, we're going to be back bright and early tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Peace.